All right, I think we're working. Holy smokes, we already had people waiting in the lobby. There we go. All right, what's happening, Fish and friends? And welcome to not just another video, the first live. Hopefully, is the audio and everything working? Can anybody hear me out there? Give me a yes, thumbs up, something, just so I know. Make sure the video and everything's coming through all right. Hopefully, we're good. Okay, perfect. So I just want to say happy Turkey Day, whatever it is, if you celebrate it or not. Thank you all so much for joining because really I just wanted to do a special for all of you. It's just me and the girls home today. I have two kiddos. My wife works at the hospital and she's working today. So no special Thanksgiving plans or anything for us. No big family dinner. I know it's that way for a lot of you out there as well. You know, you can't be with your families now or you don't have a family whatever it is, I wanted everybody to come out, hang out, talk about fishing. We'll try to figure out some sort of giveaway. I don't really have anything planned. I figure we'll talk about that and give something away. I was thinking maybe some of my custom lures. I don't sell them or anything. I just like to paint them, so maybe give some of those away to all of you. Maybe some gear. Oh, and my last video, if you haven't checked out my last video, go check that out. I'm doing a beginner box series. So I got some mystery tackle boxes. I'm going through those, and then I'm also adding some of my own stuff and giving those away to one of you. But thank you all so much for it. I can't believe we've got 191 people on. That's insane. Thank you all so much. So today I just wanted to talk about some Black Friday deals and some gear deals, and hopefully all of you can help other folks out down below because I might not know about all of them. I made a few notes here on some that I've been watching, and I'm going to talk about some things that I picked up. So let's start. Enough yapping. Number one, the first one, Bass Pro. So it's one of the big ones that people talk about always. I had the flyer, my old lady threw it away. Bless her heart, I still love her, but I was going to go through that with you. The two things that I remember from it, number one, they have the Pro Qualifier 2 reel on sale for, I want to say $69. That's a darn good deal. People ask me all the time, what's good cheap gear? How do you find cheap gear? I always wait for sales. I try not to ever pay full price for anything if I don't have to, unless there's something I really, really want or need. But for example, that reel, 69 bucks. Pick it up. It's a solid reel. Is it my favorite $99 reel? No, but for $69, it's solid. You get an aluminum frame, graphite side plates. If you're someone who's just starting out, it'll do everything well. I want to say 6.8 speed is what they have it in. Great all-around speed if you're looking to get something. So that was the first thing. Also, they have, speaking about a giveaway, I'm giving away one of those Z-Man packs. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go into Bass Pro Shops, order a Pro Qualifier 2 and one of those Z-Man packs and give one of those away to somebody watching today. That's what I'm going to do. Heck with it. Maybe we'll also do some lure giveaways as well. But that's what I'm going to do. We'll figure out how we're going to do that later. Don't let me forget. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, they have that Z-Man Ned Rig pack on sale. I want to say for $12.99. I thought $19.99 was a fair price, good deal, but for $12.99 you get the Z-Man TRDs, the Hula deals, and I forget what the other thing is. But you get all three and the little mushroom head deals. $12.99. That's a solid deal. So those were the two things that I remembered for Bass Pro. I know they've got a whole bunch of other stuff, so go look through. But those are the two that I can remember that I would advise you to look out for. What else? Oh, one that I had a question for all of you. LureNet.com. I saw a couple different advertisements for it. I've never used it. I'm not reading comments right now, so comment below and let me know if they're any good. LureNet.com. I noticed a few things. Maybe y'all can help each other out down below. But next up, Kistler. I've had multiple people ask me about Kistler over the past few years. I've never ordered from them. Their rods are a little bit more expensive, but they've got a pretty sweet deal going on right now. If you get $500 worth of items in your cart, you save 40%. So you think, well, that's way too expensive for me, right? Well, that's two rods. So I got a $300 rod and a $200 rod, saved the 40%. So that was 300 bucks. So split that in two, that's $150 each rod. And I know that's kind of a lot for, a lot of you to spend at once, but if you're looking for these deals, now's the time to do it. You could get a regular, I don't know what the Abu rod is at 150. I like the new Veritas rods with the wind grips are like 130, I want to say. So essentially for $20 more, you're getting a $200 rod and another, $300 rod. So that one I thought was a really good deal. I did it. I pulled the trigger on it. I don't have a ton of really expensive rods and reels. And that's a video that I'm going to be doing this winter is a comparison between what I've noticed from using the less expensive rods and reels and what I've noticed using the more expensive rods and reels. There is, to me, a drop off where the price declines as to what you're actually getting for the benefit. So diminishing returns. Just because you pay $500 for a rod, is it really worth it? Where does that, start to diminish at what certain point? So I get a lot of questions on that. I'll be happy to do a vid on that soon as well. So my girls are upstairs playing. So if y'all hear stomping and jumping around, Mr. Stubbs was trying to get down earlier. So hopefully everybody stays quiet. But if you do, it's not a circus. It's just them up there. So Kistler, I thought that was a good deal. Check that one out. Next up, Tackle Warehouse. Now, I thought the Tackle Warehouse deal started today. Maybe y'all keep me honest. I didn't see it out there yet. I haven't looked. But maybe that starts tomorrow, the actual Black Friday deals for them. I could have swore they started on Thanksgiving, but usually they do, I want to say 20% off. That will have some exclusions. So I was actually talking to my guy, Philip Cheek. Great dude. We talk back and forth deals a lot. And a special deal that he showed me that I picked up. But 20% off on most of their stuff, I believe, is what it is. But a lot of things you won't see like actually for sale. So some of the brands, companies can't advertise sales on them. So I know, for example, I got some Shimano stuff last year. It doesn't show the 20% when you actually put it in the cart. But when you go to checkout, like I use PayPal, when you go to checkout and go to PayPal, it shows that discount there. I'm not sure if it's going to work now, if it still does that, or if it's like that every time. But I would check that out. Look it up. 20% off most stuff. Like I said, look for the Shimano stuff. And Daiwa, I know, is another one. Like their deals will say, well, it's excluding this or excluding that. But check it in the actual like checkout before you actually hit pay. It might reflect that discount. So that's just a heads up for some folks. Otherwise, y'all know I love Tackle Warehouse. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't pay me to say any of this. They've never even liked or commented on any of my videos, but I love them. I believe in them. I've used their customer service multiple times. I've got rods that are broke due to no fault to them. I've received rods from FedEx or whoever they come from that literally the tube is like broken in half and then taped around it. I'm like, yeah, thanks. But I've had to call them. Super cool. They're like, oh, you got it damaged? No problem. It always comes with a return label. So I love their service. Even if they hate me and don't like my videos, I don't care. I'm telling you all because I think you'll do well ordering from them. So check out their stuff. Tackle Warehouse. Carl's. Y'all see me do a Carl's unboxing not too long ago. I know they've got a whole bunch of sales going on, and I'm kind of mad because the first time I was doing it a couple weeks ago, I want to say, I was putting all this stuff on my cart, and they must have had a glitch because it was the regular sale plus like 50% off that. So those boxes that I picked up were like 20 bucks. In my cart, they were like $9. They had some big $25 glide baits, those Molix. I forget what they're called, but they had those marked down to like 18, but in my cart, they were like $8, and I missed it, dang it. I know a few people took advantage of that. They sent me some pictures. Struggle Bus, I know. Got some of those like bubonic square bill crankbaits for like $1 something. So pretty funny, but check out Carl's. I know my guy, Tackle Junkie. He's a big fan of them. He's used their stuff. I used his code. So if you do pick up anything from them, go use his link. It helps support him. I know he is partnered with them. Do that. He's a great guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. Also, Basky, he orders from them. I don't know if he has an affiliate link or anything, but he's a great guy as well. If you're not subscribed to those two gentlemen, go do it. They're both awesome cats. But Carl's, they got a bunch of stuff marked down. Like y'all saw those Trashmaster jigs. I know those are kind of, I don't know, what do you say, big, seemingly lately. I had never heard of them, but you see more and more, and they're like a weedless swim jig or a flip and pitching jig. So great for beginners. A bunch of other stuff from them, so go check them out. Next is 6 Cents. So 6 Cents has 20% off of all their stuff. And a guy for them is Baxter the Bait Man. If you use a link or anything, go follow him. He's a super nice guy. He does tons of lives and tackle talks. So if you guys like this type of stuff, go check out his channel. Use his link. I know even when there's not a 20% sale, I've used his stuff before and you get like 10% off. So go help those guys out. Use their links. It helps those guys and their shows just like me. So support them. Anyway, 6 Cents, 20% off. I know they have some new rods. I was honestly looking at one of those. I didn't buy anything yet, but I'm still kind of thinking about it. Otherwise, they've got a ton of lures. I think Ben Milliken just put a thing out showing they have new swim baits. I've never seen him or anything. I know he works really closely with those guys, but ton of stuff, a ton of good hard baits. whatever it is, 20% off is a good deal. Go check out Sixth Sense. The Hookup Tackle. Hookup Tackle is having a sale. I don't remember which rod it was. The Mega Bass Destroyers, I want to say. I think they were 40% off, which seems like a pretty good deal. I think those rods are kind of expensive. I don't own any Mega Bass rods. There was like a Levante or something I was looking at once. It looked sweet, but they're really expensive. But for 40% off, you can still snag one. That would be a good deal. I don't know how much they are normally or if they're all sold out, but I want to give you a heads up. Otherwise, all the rest of their stuff is 20% off. I know they do have exclusions. I have ordered from them a couple times. I get my stuff super quick. I didn't have something once, and he just shot me a message, said, hey, we don't have this. Do you want this or this? And I was like, oh, yeah, cool. He threw it in. Done. So they seem like really nice people. I've never talked to them or anything. I'm not partnering with them. I don't have any sort of bait, anything, sponsors, but they seem like good guys. I've ordered from them. Customer service, it seems like they care. So Hookup Tackle. I think they're in Arizona. I don't know where, but they seem like good people. So the Hookup. Spool Speed. Scott over at Spool Speed. Now talk about a super nice cat. I met him when I was at the Bassmaster Classic a few years ago. I want to say they were doing 20% off. You can see I've got some of his extra bearings up here, but if you want aftermarket bearings, they're awesome bearings. They're like a hybrid ceramic bearing. So they are a little bit more noisy. I know that's one big thing for people. They're loud. What? I don't like them. Well, it's kind of like an aftermarket exhaust or, you know, a muscle car or whatever. They're going to sound different. Regular bearings are packed with grease, so that's why they're quiet. The deal with like ceramic bearings is I feel like you do get a little bit more casting distance. Now you're not going to get Randy down to the back and bling. Yes, Randizzle in the house. Love you, brother. You're not going to get like, 50 yards more, but I feel like you do get a little bit more extra distance. But the big thing with me is, did I just say with me? With me is the ease of casting. So like if you're flipping and pitching or casting, it's easier. There's less startup inertia. That's what I've noticed. And I've got a number of my reels that I've put his bearings in. But the thing that really impressed me about Scott and Spool Speed and why I personally will always back them over, somebody like Boca or anything. And they might be great. I'm not down talking them or anything, but I went to multiple booths when I was at the Bassmaster Classic. And some of them acted like I was a pain there asking questions. I'm a huge gear nerd, right? So I was asking questions about stuff. And some of the people, and I'm not going to name them, but some of them were like, yeah, this, well, whatever. Like jerks. I mean, they were jerks. Some of the tables were cool. They were nice and helpful. Then I hit Spool Speed. I'd never met him before. My guys, Zach and Andrew, looking for fish, actually picked me up for the airport. Talking of other cool cats, follow the guys over at Looking for Fish on Instagram. Super good people, but they picked me up. They had the sign and everything waiting. And they took me over to visit Scott because they said they were looking at them. They were interested in these hybrid bearings. And Scott was a super cool cat. Super nice. Explained everything. Was like, yeah, try some of these out. Try this reel. You got questions. What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. It really impressed me. So that's why I will always support him and back him. Nice guy. Whether you believe in the bearings or not, it is an extra cost. Do you need them? No, your reel's going to work fine without them. But it does have some advantages using some hybrid bearings. So he's a cool cat. Go support him. Spool Speed. Next up, FX Rods. So my guy, Philip Cheek. Philip and I talk back and forth on gear stuff. We're both kind of gear nerds. And he said, check out FX Rods. The thing he actually showed me was one of their FX. I don't remember the actual model. It's the model that's like 177 normally. It comes with the rod and then this Bruin reel, Paul, is it Paul? Elias? Mr. Elias. He's an old school guy. I remember watching him back in the day. But the Elias reel from Bruin, I'd never heard of him. I don't know anything about the reel. He has it. He likes it. And I was looking back and forth trying to figure out, am I going to get the rod and reel deal or not? I ended up not doing it. The rod and reel together were like $280. So this reel alone is normally like $240 or something. I just don't know anything about it. But their rods, which I have looked at before, they have wind grips. They're all black, look super sleek. I've looked at them a number of times. He and I have talked about them because I don't hear anybody talking about FX rods. And comment below if you've used them. Maybe they're junk. Maybe they're awesome and just not well known. They kind of fly under the radar. But I was interested. They look sweet. Wind grips. I want to say the ones I got are a 40-ton blank too, which is at $170. Pretty dang good deal. So I picked it up. Regularly $177. you get 40, I think it was $40 off. So I got that rod for $130, I want to say. I figured the heck with it. That's with shipping and everything in there. So I figured let's try it. Let's see what they're about. They look sweet. They've got the black wind grips. I know people kind of either love or hate the wind grips, but I'm excited to try it. So FX rods. They have the rod and reel deal. I can't tell you anything about that Elias reel from Bruin, but the rods look sweet. I got some. Next up, Academy. They just put out some stuff today. I saw they have a ton of box deals. So like your Plano boxes. I don't have any around here. I just had some. I just cleaned up and organized down here. It looks completely different, but some of the ones with the like the waterproof seals around the edge, I picked up a couple of those because I only have a few for my bag. So I picked up a few of those. Great if you're on a yak. I know that has blown up lately in popularity, but in case you accidentally tip over anything, having waterproof cases, your plastic cases where you keep your hard baits or extra hooks, whatever it is, that's huge. So I got some of those waterproof. I was looking at a fish finder. There was a couple on there. I wanted to get one for my aluminum kayak. Speaking of kayaks, I had a gentleman the other day tell me, your aluminum kayak is junk. It's nothing like my real kayak. And I thought that was interesting because I also had a bass boat guy when I was out at the dock laugh at me when I was putting it in. He's like, when are you going to get a real boat? It's funny because sometimes the fishing community can be super helpful, like you all are being now. I can see a bunch of stuff going back and forth. Y'all are awesome. I love you, whoever's helping. And then we have people like that. Don't pay any attention to those people. Do your own thing. Is it a real boat to some? No, it's a piece of junk to some people, and that's fine. Fishing is something different for everyone. But I just chuckled and said, yeah, one day I'll graduate to a real boat. And then I went over and slashed his tires. I'm kidding. I didn't do that. But anyway, pay no attention to those people when they do that type of stuff. Where was I going? Oh, yeah. Fish finders. I looked at a couple. I still haven't pulled the trigger yet. I want to get one. I'm not a huge fish finder guy. My old man didn't grow up with expensive electronics. He always had like a regular simple fish finder. So we'd like troll past spots and, it would show the depth, the little chart like that. That's as fancy as he got. And he's always been awesome with it. If you can find a hill, if you can find an old roadbed, that's all he needed. He would throw out his buoys, little things that unravel. Totally old school. And that's how we fished. I see this stuff now and it interests me because I know a lot of times, like in the summer, people say, well, those big fish go deep. I'm a shallow water power fisherman. I'm looking for, fine wood, pitch to wood, up shallow, frog fishing in the mornings, all that kind of stuff. So the deeper stuff, you see these guys and you have to be well versed, especially if you watch like MLF or the elites. Those guys are wizards on that stuff. And it's like a video game. And the more I get into ice fishing, last year I had my first, I can't think of what mine is right now. I'm having a brain fart, like a Markham fish deal. But it's super fun. It's like a video game, really. You're going down, you can see your lure. And that's what a lot of the stuff the guys have now. They're going out and they're essentially video game fishing with like a drop shot or a shaky head, a Ned rig out there and fishing deep. So that interests me. I suck at it. You all can learn along with me next year, but I think I'm going to get one. They had some that were like $500 on sale for $399, so $100 off. It's only like a 7-inch screen, but it does have down and side imaging. I forget which one it was, but I think I'm going to do it. So Academy, some fish finders, boxes if you're looking for boxes. And that was it. Those were the big ones that I had looking through stuff. So I don't know. We're going to go to the comments now. If you're just joining me, thank you so much. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Debo Live Day. We're going to do more of these. I posted, I can't believe it's been a month ago. I was talking to Randizzle earlier and went back and looked at that because I wanted to have him as like a guest on here. But apparently it's a whole rigmarole if you want to have somebody on live with you and like do a split screen thing. I'm kind of dumb when it comes to this stuff, so I'm going to have to figure it out. But I wanted to have him on live with me. We'll do that. But thank you all if you're just joining me. I'm going to be picking up, speaking of deals, Bass Pro. If you haven't already looked at it, they have the Pro Qualifier 2 on sale. I'm going to be picking up one of those, and I'm going to pick, maybe I'll have Randizzle somehow pick. That's it. I'm going to put this on Randy. I know he's watching. Randizzle, you're going to have to figure out how we pick a winner. You're doing it. But I'm going to send you a Pro Qualifier 2 in one of those Ned Rig kits. I'm going to order just to say thanks to someone. Thank you all. You've got me almost to 100,000. Almost to 100,000 subscribers for some dummy living in Iowa, making videos out of his basement. means a lot to me. So gonna give that away. So Randy will figure out how we're gonna do that. Sorry to put the pressure on your brother, but I know you'll figure it out. Yeah, so let's go to the comments. Do you all have any other deals that I did not talk about? Oh my gosh, we got it. All right, we'll back up. What the hell? Yeah, I took the red pill. I don't know what the hell happened there. Nice. Well, we're back up and going somehow. We went from 300 people to 36. The deals of going live. Sorry, I'm a noob at this. I don't know what happened. I think it's my basement. My basement is completely like a bomb shelter. I tried going live once before and I couldn't even connect. So I have a new phone now. I don't know if that's what happened. And ironically enough, as soon as this went out, my old lady got home. So I bet she has something to do with it. She tried to curse me on the last trip. But anyway, I am sorry for the technical difficulty. I don't know how that's going to look. I probably won't even save the live because that's like 10 minutes of me fumbling around trying to get this. Hopefully it didn't show me just walking around my basement and texting Randizzle. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry about that, guys. This is why I don't do lives. You know, you have junk like this happen and I'm wasting people's time. But anyway, that's all I had from before. We were just hopefully getting ready to talk about more deals that I didn't see that some of you did. And Randizzle has to find a way to pick a winner. So we'll do that before everybody gets off. That way, whoever is live knows who won. I've got this is something I need some people's feedback on. I've got some other giveaways. I've got like 4 of them stocked up and ready. I need to go pick winners. Do you all care if we do like a winner live? Like I do the random picker and I'm like, okay, the winner is this person. That always seems boring to me on videos. So what I thought about doing is just randomly picking a winner and then pinning their comment on that video and be like, oh, hey, this is who won. Does anybody really care? I don't know. Maybe this is too small of an amount of people, but I don't know. So what do you all think? Do you want to talk fishing? Anybody have any fishing questions for me? Gear? Anything? I don't know. What's up? Let's do live. Do it. Yes, we're doing it, Nate. Whatever works for me. Okay, I like that too. We're back. Randizzle just text me. I think he might have picked a winner. Let's see. Advanced Angler 2 backpack, Bass Pro. What was that? Hold on. Advanced Angler 2 tackle backpack at Bass Pro, $30 off right now. Oh yeah, chatterbaits. I saw chatterbaits for $1 off, and I think the more expensive ones are even a little bit more off. So yeah. What are you using now? It's been rough in Iowa. Yeah, Ken Morris. I haven't got to go out at all really lately. Finesse jigs, we were hitting them on. I have to thank my guy Randizzle for that. This was a little one I was just trying to man bear pig on. I caught a couple dinks. Otherwise, like a Reaction Innovations Smalley Beaver on the back of there. Something without a lot of movement, and it gives it a nice small profile. Finesse jigs have been big. That's really all I've caught them on lately. A drop shot, funny enough. I was throwing the drop shot. Best color frog, last year for me, hands down, straight black. I was kind of testing that last year, and far and away, straight black did the best for me. I think it's great at mimicking bluegill. What else? Shadows, any sort of days where it's a little bit of overcast or when you're throwing back in shade lines. It just creates a shadow up there for those fish. So they can't really tell what it is. It's just a dark silhouette, dark outline. Hands down, black this year has been my favorite. But otherwise, a bluegill color if you're trying to imitate bluegill, or white if you're around shad or like bait fish if they're chasing. The white bird from Favorite Rods. I've never used a single piece of favorite gear. First time, gonna have a few bugs. Yes, Dave, thank you. Thank you all for being patient coming back. Do you like Guggen baits? Yeah, I've used Guggen baits. I think they've got some good stuff. Durability is kind of junk, but like Jim brought up, I talked to him the other day and he's like, it's no different than the Gary Yamamoto stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against them. I think they're good baits. The Trench Hawk, I think, is the long, skinny one. I actually had pretty good luck with that one. It's a different profile. It's a different look. There's not really anything that's real similar to it. It's almost like a long, skinny brush hog type thing, but I like that one. Otherwise, I just don't really use their stuff a lot. Levi, what's up, cuz? How do you like the new lose reel? Which one? The KVD? I like it. It's been a solid reel so far. Do I ever fish for walleye? I do when I go out with my old man, Colin. We were just talking about that. We wanted to do that this year, but he's been working like an absolute dead tired dog. He works way too much. I hope he retires soon. That man, he's always, for as long as I've known, worked like 2 jobs, always works a ton. have to thank my old man for that. He's definitely giving me my work ethic. But anyway, yes, we do. A couple years back, we went over to the Mississippi and we're cranking for them, and that was a ton of fun. I caught like 12 that day. We had multiple keepers. Pops was catching them. I like doing that. Now, like trolling and stuff, I hate trolling, like where I'm not actually doing anything, just sitting there and like drifting. He likes to do that. I don't care for that. Favorite soft plastic. If I had to pick one, that's too hard. That's asking like pick your favorite kid. If I could only have one forever, it would probably be a Sweet Beaver, Reaction Innovation Sweet Beaver. Texas rig it, you can put it as a jig trailer. There's so much you can do with it, but it really depends on what sort of plastic you're talking about. Love the videos. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you watching. Any advice to find fish? Usually you're going to go where there's water. I'm kidding. There's so many variables that play into that. What's the time of year? What's the water temperature? What type of fish are you going after? There's a ton that goes into it. The biggest thing is get out to fish. Get out and fish. More than anything, go fish. That'd be cool. Whatever you want, bro. Thank you, brother. What else?
Nothing.
Oh, thank you. Hey, is mommy home? Can you go upstairs and shut the door, please? So Mr. Stubby doesn't get down here and knock this stuff over? Thank you, babe. Okay, kiddos are coming down to say hi. Your channel, your choice. Thank you. Favorite lure. What did you think of that high-end combo? I'm not sure what you mean. Anima Fishing has 20% off store-wide. Cool. I've never heard of them. Oh, one that I forgot to talk about. I didn't write it down. Halo, which is like American Bait Works, I think, owns all their stuff. Halo Rods. I just got some of their stuff before Thanksgiving. They had like buy two for, I forget what it was. It ended up being cheap, but I got that and I got those special frogs. So American Bait Works owns Halo Rods. They own Scum Frog. Net Bait, I want to say they own as well. But anyway, I got two of their rods. I've got them up there. I need to do an unboxing on those, but pick some of those just so I can try some new stuff. And they look pretty sweet. I haven't actually got them out to do all that stuff yet and test them, but they look sweet. But anyway, I saw they had their Black Widow rods, which are the black rods with like the red wind grips on them. Regular like 160 or something, I want to say. They're marked down to 107 for Black Friday. So they look like a good rod. I haven't used them, so I can't tell you for sure, but they look like a solid pick. Let's see. What's your big swim bait rod? Right now I'm using the Phoenix M1 and the Dobbins swim bait rod. Those are the two that I've been using. I like them both a ton. The Dobbins, the swim bait rod is a little bit softer, so I use it for my smaller swim baits. It's pretty bendable, so it's more like a moderate feeling to me anyway. The Phoenix is a little bit stiffer. I use it for my heavier stuff. When I say heavier, I'm talking like 4 ounces is like the biggest that I throw, but love them both so far. They've been great. What is a must-have bait only a few people know about? Something that nobody really... I never hear people talking about the Pocket Rocket. Again, I'm not sponsored by Reaction Innovations, but if you want to throw a stick bait that's different, those little ridges on there make that bait shimmy. I'm telling you, there's a difference when you throw those. That's one for sure. I never hear people talk about those, the Pocket Rockets. The War Eagle finesse jigs. Randizzle got me turned onto those. And I really don't hear people talk about finesse jigs unless it's like cold or tough conditions. You can't get a bite. That dude has straight up outfished me. I remember earlier this year, I wanted to push him in. I had a Ned rig and was for sure we were going to do like a little challenge. For sure I was going to outfish him, and he kicked my butt like literally 10-1. I think I caught 2 that day, and he caught like 20 on a finesse jig. So those little War Eagle finesse jigs, I'm giving some of those away too in a different giveaway. But great, I never heard people talk about those. Otherwise, what else? Cotton Cordell Super Spots for a lipless. They're cheap. They work, especially if you're a beginner. Doesn't matter if you lose them. They're like $1.99 at Walmart a lot of times. Otherwise, you have to go, honey, go upstairs, please, with mommy. I just heard she's home. Don't let Mr. Stubby down. I've got, you should see my deal here. I had to like move my lights over because I cleaned. So I've got like extension cords running through here, and I can just see the dog coming through here with the kids, and everything just blows up. My phone just starts on fire. American Legacy Fishing, 25% off Dobbin rods and SLX combo for $139. Dang, that's a solid deal. I've got the SLX reel. I've got the regular, the SLX XT. I've got, I think, actually all the SLXs. The rod, actually right here, funny enough that you say that. The 7'2" heavy was what I used for frog fishing, not this last year, but the year before. Solid rods, I have had zero complaints with it. Maybe a little bit tip heavy. So without a reel on it, you're looking at right there where they connect it. That's the balance point pretty much. Once you put a reel on, it's probably more like right here. So they are a little bit more tip heavy, but when I'm using something where I work tip down, I don't care if they're a little bit tip heavy. I want that tip to be down anyway. So SLX combo, if that's true, if that's on sale for $139, that's a killer deal. Dobbins rods, yeah, the Colt I've used, which is their less expensive one, and the Fury, like the $100 one, both solid rods. Have you tried the Lose? Hank Parker exclusive. I've never tried it. I've heard people talk about it. I just got that Xfinity combo to test out, and then it got super cold. But so far, it felt good for a $100 combo. The thing that kind of irks me about people is you'll see some of these videos where like somebody gets it for the first time and takes it out, and they're like, oh, this thing's amazing. I like to put a little bit more use into the gear before I do a full review, but it's kind of hard because if I wait a full year, nobody cares about it because new stuff's coming out. So I've kind of tried to do a happy medium. I'm going to do videos on stuff as I unbox them and take them out to use them for a little bit and give kind of a first impressions review. Because believe it or not, once you take stuff out and you've used enough stuff, you can usually get a good feel for, is this junk or is it all right? And then do like a for sure review. So like later on this year, I'm going to do a review where I review multiple things like this rod, this reel, this stuff, like stuff that I've used over the year and just kind of say how it's lasted and held up. So no, I've not used that Hank Parker. That's the long answer. Would you recommend Shimano Sly or if Lose Fox? I'm guessing you mean Shimano SLX or Lose. I'm not sure. Both are great. I've got stuff from each of them. The SLX great. The Lose LFS is an awesome reel. It's a little workhorse. What's my favorite frog reel? Well, last year I used the Abu Garcia Revo X. It's still working. It's got a little click in it. I'm going to have to take it apart to see what the deal is. The side plate wasn't tight for a long time. I didn't notice it. The screw was almost ready to fall out. I noticed it one day when I was unloading the boat. So I think that was part of it. I don't know if that caused internal damage, but it's still working. Sometimes when you set the hook hard, it has a little click. But it's been a solid reel. Otherwise, make sure if you're getting a frogging reel, that's one of the toughest things you can do. Make sure it has an aluminum frame. And I know some people also make sure they get a frog reel with an aluminum handle side plate. It's going to cut down that flex, that torque. You're not going to slip, click, clack. I've had budget reels that have blew up after one frogfish. So if you get an all graphite frame, all graphite side plates, just be aware of that. I'm not saying you can't. It's just going to shorten the longevity of the reel. I want the Shimano SLX DC. Don't have $190 any sales. I don't know of any for the SLX DC. I apologize. Is there a time I should pack it up regarding winter? Man, as long as I have open water, I'm still going to try. Just understand you've got to slow way down. As that water dips down into the 40s, getting down into the 30s, you have got to go painfully slow. It's hard for me. But anywhere where you can find a little bit warmer water. I was actually going down by the river the other day, and I saw a water outlet from one of our local, I guess it's like they pack like an ethanol plant type thing. They have like a warm water discharge there. I want to go back and try that. Anywhere where you can find warmer water as the water's going down in temperature, like rocks, metal dock pilings, things that hold heat, try going there. Otherwise, slow, 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 slow. What stain you smoking? I don't know what that means. Thanks for time. Thank you for joining. Hey, Debo, is it worth spending more for the DC or should I just stick with the normal SLX? The DC is not. That's actually going to be a review that I'm doing soon. I've had a ton of people ask me, is the SLX DC worth it? Is this reel worth it for a beginner? What? All these, different questions. The SLX DC has been a solid reel. Understand it's not backlash proof. I think that's the big misconception with folks is if I get this, I'll never backlash. If you're already used to bait casters, I don't necessarily think you have to spend the extra. Does it help casting? Yeah, it does cast pretty easy and once you get it dialed in, but just understand you're still going to have to use the most important brake of all, your thumb. Cabela's has good deals on electronics. Cool. I haven't looked at any of the Cabela stuff. I'm a new beginner to fishing. What's your favorite bait caster? I got the Abu Black Max and love it. That's hard. It always depends. I always ask questions. What are you going to use it for? What's your budget? I mean, there's so many different things that go into it, but a good solid pick, the not the American Hero, whatever the $59 one is, has been a solid reel. It's held up. I don't use it for anything where I'm setting the hook hard. So I use it for like topwater and cranks where I've got my drag backed off. So if I get a big fish, I can play them with my drag. But that's been a solid reel. I know the Black Max is a solid reel. It lasts. I had the Pro Max. They keep on ticking. Otherwise, once you bump up to $100, there's so many good choices. The Fuego, SLX, the Luz LFS. I'm going to start trying some Okuma stuff, pick up some of theirs. There's a ton of options. If you can go to $100, a lot of good options there. Just make sure it has a graphite frame. Best frog color, all black. Greg Phelps, what up, Greg? Been using spinner baits in Iowa to catch them. Yep, slow rolling spinner baits, absolutely. Hey, girls, can you take that stuff up there, please? All the stuff that you're rattling around down there. Thank you. Debo question, I got $250 budget for a bait casting setup. I'm actually going to be doing, I've had a bunch of people lately ask for a $100 combo. And to me, that's kind of hard. It's going to be just over $100 or a $200 combo. So those are probably the biggest questions I get about gear. What's a good $100 combo? What's a good combo around $200? So I'm going to do kind of my picks on those. I know people like that. Kind of some fun talk, so that's coming soon. Rip wrap tips. Finesse jigs. Try to go with as light as you can. 5/16 has been my go-to. I know Randizzle usually uses 3/8 like on a little finesse jig, but go as light as you can get away with to not get hung up in the rip wrap. Otherwise, if you're fishing something like a spinnerbait or a lipless square bill over the rip wrap, pick something that just barely tips the tops of the rocks and stuff and doesn't dig way down into it. If you can take the tops and still deflect off stuff, those deflections, those erratic boom, like where it kicks out, that's where you get those reaction strikes. But you don't want to throw like a 3/4 ounce lipless from the bank. Try going to like a 1/2 ounce or a 1/4 ounce. It's going to help you stay out of that stuff a lot easier. Drop shot for me is like a love-hate relationship. It works, but I hate it because once you break off, you need to set aside 30 minutes to retie everything, find all your tackle and stuff. And I don't know, they work though. I need to get a few finesse jigs. The Ned rig has still been working. I know, man, Chris, the Ned rig for me is an absolute fish slayer. Let's see. What's your favorite frog and reel for the price? I just went over that. Maybe I'll need to do a full frog and gear vid. I did one of those earlier, but I'm always down to talk frogging. Going to be learning jig fishing next year. What would be a good setup around $200? See? I'm doing a $200 video soon. I get tons of questions on that. Any ice fishing deals you know of? No. I haven't really seen any stuff. There was a Jason Mitchell Shields. I want to say my old man got like a Jason Mitchell meat stick last year for like half off. I don't know if they do now, or I don't know if y'all have Shields Outfitters or Sporting Goods. It's big in the Midwest here, but check out Shields. Otherwise, we had Gander here, Gander Outdoors. I don't know if they've gone out of business everywhere. Ours closed, but I know they had stuff last year, day after Thanksgiving. Let's see. Best technique for high pressure lakes. For me, it's try to throw something different or downsize. Now, a lot of people are going to say go bigger, try to like entice those big fish. I've tried throwing big glide baits. I must just suck with it. But for me, try to go with something finesse. So for example, a lot of the older guys around here, like when I go out fishing with Pops, I see them throwing two things, like a 6-foot diver or a square bill or a spinnerbait. Old guys in boats, it seems like I always see them throwing that. And I'm not knocking that, but I know guys that will go out and beat everything to death with a spinnerbait, and if they don't catch anything, so be it. So try to be different. Like I was saying, the pocket rocket before, I don't think anybody around here throws that type of stick bait. Now people are going to, but try to throw a different stick bait. Try to throw a different size. If you see everybody in your area throwing like a 5-inch Texas rig, try dropping down to like a 4-inch wacky rig. A wacky rig is, to me, a more finesse version of a stick bait. If you see everybody flipping and pitching jigs, try throwing like a 3-inch, Ned rig type thing. Try to be different, downsize, slow down. Spots that look really fishy, spend more time there. That's the other big thing I notice about guys in the lake is they'll be going down the bank, they'll be firing. Oh, I'll catch a good fish. They're still foot on the trolling motor, let it go. They're still going down the bank. So oftentimes that brings me more joy than just catching a fish is when I'm fishing behind someone and I get something where I see somebody at a pond who's just spent like 30 minutes on a spot, and me and Rendiz will come behind and mop up on the point. Spend more time there if it looks fishy. That's all the things I got. Dad wants to get new gear for retirement. Never used a spinning reel, never used a bit caster. What's the best push button? Oh gosh, that would be a whole video. Look for deals. Do you fish the rivers around you? I don't fish the rivers a lot. Randizzle fishes the river. I'm not much of a river guy. The big rivers that I used to live by scared me just because we had like multiple people die there. So it's kind of always iffy to me, like the roller dams and stuff. If you fish those, be careful. You get sucked under. It's bad news. But I don't get to fish much. Me and my old man do go fish the Mississippi, like the backwaters, the back arms of it. And it's really like a lake once you get back there. There's not the crazy current and stuff. But you'd fish it just like you would a lake a lot of the times, looking for cover, looking for slack water if you have, moving water running by. We get a fish, Randizzle and I fish for pike a lot in the river, and that's fun. Pike fishing, I think, is underrated. Best lures to use for winter. Downsize and go slow. I know like blade baits, that just kind of flutter and drop to the bottom. They can be kind of hard to fish from the bank. Ned rig is always one of my favorites. Finesse jig, or a suspending jerk bait. Just remember, you've got to slow down. I'm talking throwing a cast out, and it's going to be a few minutes just to retrieve that one jerk bait. You're waiting 10, 15, sometimes even 20 seconds. Pop, pop, or actually it's going to be a slower pop, 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 and then waiting like 15, 20 seconds. It kills me. I suck at it. What's the most expensive reel I've used? The Shimano Metanium. Matt, I still have your Shimano Metanium. We might have to talk about some sort of deal because I don't really want to give it back. Shimano Metanium. It's been a sweet reel. Tackle Warehouse sale starts Friday. Oh, thank you, Ralph. My guy, Ralph. Ralph Bonatti. Tackle Warehouse sale starts Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific. Okay, cool. I can remember. I always thought it started Thanksgiving Day. Never thrown a frog before. Don't have a rig for it. Get a rig! Kate, it doesn't get any more fun than frog fishing in my book. What would you pair with those tiny Kitech jigs? I showed it on Instagram. I don't remember. That might have been my story. The Missile Baits Drop Craw. It's actually more of like a drop shot lure. I've got some over there. I'm not going to get up. Like I said, I don't want to take down the whole We've got a Maraca jazz band going on over there. Anyway, those little drop craws from Missile Baits. They look sweet on there. Oh, Randizzle. Yes, we're good on the winner. So the winner, I'm going to buy a Bass Pro Qualifier 2. Randizzle, can you type that down below, the winner and his name for me, please? I'm going to purchase a Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier 2 and a Ned Rig kit and give it to you. Randizzle pick the winner. I don't know if I can do this. Can I go to my messages, my text messages? Okay. Randizzle said, laugh out loud. Brian O might get the giveaway. He made a comment of, Debo must have dropped off because of his dink bandwidth. I had beer come out of my nose. It was so awesome. So Brian O, can you message me on Instagram your information? You won the Pro Qualifier 2 reel and the Ned Rig kit. I might have to do, what are we at for time? 46 minutes. I'm going to do a lure giveaway too. I was in the middle earlier of painting until I got sidelined by the girls upstairs, painting disaster and the dog. Anyway, long story. I was going to paint a couple of lures to look like a turkey. I don't know how these are going to turn out, but if somebody wants them, Randizzle, pick somebody else. I'll give away 2 custom painted lures. I was going to call it the turkey craws and kind of be like a natural brownish, orangish turkey, quote unquote, look in craw colors. So Randizzle, pick 2 people for those. I'll try to paint up like 4 baits and give 2 different people 2 lures. I'm putting him in charge. Randizzle, I owe you something too. Thank you, brother. If you want combo recommendations, check out Tactical Bassin. They just got done doing the best $100. Damn. Well, those guys are on top of it. Yeah, talk about top of the top. Those guys know their stuff. They did 100, 200, 400, and 500. Wow. So Tactical Bassin, there you go. If some of you all are looking for a different opinion, anytime you're trying to learn stuff, get different opinions too. So often on YouTube, it seems like so clicky, like people don't support each other. I don't really understand it. There's already enough going on. To me, YouTubers should all stick together and everybody should support one another, but sometimes it's not like that. Go check out Tactical Bassin. They have 100, 200, 400, and $500 combos. That's awesome. Reviews, sorry. I'm at the pond right now. What should I throw them in Oklahoma? I don't know. Go hit up Oklahoma's Worst Angler. He's still catching fish. Talk about another good guy, Luke 906. Go subscribe to Oklahoma's Worst Angler. Super nice guy. He's in Oklahoma still catching stuff. See what he's throwing. What hooks do you use on the Beast Coast Marauders? I want to say a 4/0 EWG heavy wire. I'm usually flipping and pitching them around heavy brush. That's worked well for me. I want to say 4, if not 3/0 for sure. 3 or 4. Let's see. Recommend winter reel teardown video for cleaning and storage. Eric, I can certainly do that. And I actually, super cool video that I'm excited about. I don't know how popular it'll be. I don't try to base my videos on like popularity, like crazy titles and this stuff to get views. I actually like to do stuff I enjoy. I know that's kind of strange sometimes these days, but I got my hands on my old man's first bait caster, and it's actually the bait caster he caught his PB on, which was like between 9 and 10 pounds. He had a junky scale at the time. It was like one of those grabbing, it's like springy. So there's a very good chance he could have had a double-digit bass, and he doesn't even know it. He was younger at the time, and it pains me to say it, but he kept the fish and ate it. I'm like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, that's what we did back in the day. Dad would have kicked my butt if I didn't. I'm like, oh my gosh, you ate it almost 10-pounder. He's like, it was good. I'm like, thanks, Dad. Luckily, he doesn't do that anymore. He catches and releases bigger bass. But, talk about catching and keeping. Hopefully, Pops and I get up to Clear Lake this year in northern Iowa. They have yellow bass, which are kind of like a white bass, hybrid bass. There's no limit on how many you can catch and keep. So hopefully we get up there this year, do some ice fishing. They have like a tournament, and you'll literally see guys with like 4-wheeler carts full of them because there's no limit. They're an invasive species. They taste amazing. Are you going to go ice fishing, Cade? Yes, funny enough. What else? We're almost at an hour. I'm not going to waste any more time. I see we've got people dropping off. We were at 300 something there for a while. I'm blown away. I'm blown away that we've had this type of participation. Brian O, make sure you send me your information. Randizzle, have you picked a couple other people? Did you fall asleep? Is my live that boring? A couple other people I'm going to give some custom baits away to. I don't sell them yet. I just paint them for fun. Gives me a hobby to do. I'd like to share some with some of you guys. So let's see. Any other big questions? Yes. You should have tried muskie fishing. I have tried muskie fishing. I apparently suck at it. I've had some followers, but I can't get a dedicated bite to save my life. Dober Dad, beard tips, please. Nothing, man. That's all natural. No product, no anything. Guess you have to have some DEBO genetics. Okay. Randizzle, do you have somebody picked? Did you fall asleep, brother? Let's see. Do you have a recommendation for a rod to pair with the Corrado 70? I have not used the 70 MGL. That's one that's on my radar I want to pick up. But those reels, the MGLs, are made for lighter lures. So keep in mind, that's what I'm going to use mine for. It's made for casting lighter stuff. So like weightless stick baits, weightless flukes, like little 1/4 ounce lures. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a rod. That's what I'm going to pair mine with. You can do whatever you want, but... Okay, so John Gill. Is that really his name? John Gill? Let's go down to the bottom. Did he type it? John Gill? Is there a John Gill? And Tim. Tim who, Randizzle? He said John Gill and Tim are going to be the winners of the lures. I'm going to have to write all these down. John Gill and Tim. I don't know Tim's last name. Is that Tim's Always Fishing, my guy? I don't know. John Gill and Tim. Randizzle, I'll get the information. I'll write it down here soon. But John Gill and Tim, if you can message me on Instagram. Which Tim, though, Randizzle? We need to know which Tim. So some custom lures. So recap the stuff that I picked up. I'm going to be picking up Bass Pro Shop Pro Qualifier 2, $69 at Bass Pro Shop. I think that's a solid deal for an aluminum framed reel. They've got those Ned Rig kits on sale for $12 if you're looking for a gift. Check out Kistler. That's the deal that I was kind of shocked by. $500 worth of products I got for $300. So 2 rods, $500 for essentially $150 each. That Halo deal seems good. 6 cents. The Hookup Tackle Warehouse deal starts tomorrow. All kinds of stuff going on. I'm going to be doing more giveaways. What did you all think of the giveaway with the box of stuff? Right? Did the beginner jig video. If you have not checked out that video, go check it out. That was my most recent one. I went through that MTB box of jigs, talked about how I would use them, added some of my stuff, and I'm going to be doing more of those. So let me know how you like those. Hopefully we can get those videos going up. Otherwise, Randizzle is going to be getting me the stuff here so I can give away the winners to those baits. Yes, congrats on almost 100,000. Thank you so much. John Gill, I see you. John Gill said, yay. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram with your information. And I don't know which Tim. Which Tim, Randizzle? Which Tim? Tim Hahn? Is it Tim Hahn? H-A-U-N? Tim Hahn, hopefully. Okay, Tim Hahn. I'm making the executive decision. Tim Hahn, period. Tim, hit me up on Instagram with your information. So, got all the winners picked. That's all I'm going to do now. I wanted to keep it under an hour. I know you were all busy spending time with your family, which you should be doing. Family comes first. That's what we're going to be doing, playing some games and stuff later. But I want to thank you all so much for the support. That's why I wanted to do this today. Talk about deals. Talk with some of you all. If you like this stuff, leave me some love. Let me know. I'd be happy to do some more of these. But that's enough for me. I'm getting out of here. Thank you all. I love you guys. 100,000 is coming soon. I'm going to have to think of a big giveaway for that. Yeah. So thank you all for watching. And until next time.